All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Cosmic Conversations. It's been a little minute. I think we weren't live last week, so here we are.
Hello.
Yes, let us know if you're there. Let us know if you hear us. Okay, and I want to see if I can see any comments at some point. All right, so yeah, how's everybody doing after that pretty powerful full moon that we just had? They're all powerful, but in their own unique way. And this one was very special as we had the moon at conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer. So I don't know about you, but I do feel that there is some important issues, topics, and triggers that have either surfaced or are still surfacing, which could really get us in a deep emotional state. Or maybe you're witnessing that within you. I know for me, I'm observing a lot of that. I'm trying not to attach too much to that. How about you, Jess?
Yeah, I think it's just something to pay attention to because I know for me, my Chiron a lot is around communication is a big one.
Do you have Chiron in your third house?
No, well, let's see. My Chiron is in Gemini, and
Yes.
I know
Yeah. Third house Gemini archetype. Yep.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like, I know from what I've looked at in the past that it's a lot around communication and technology, and I know it's like Mercury just being in retrograde, there's a lot around communication and technology there as well. So like I feel like I've just been paying really close attention and trying to stay as aware as possible of what's coming up for me around that area. Like even yesterday, just stuff with work and emails and communications, like just slowing down and really being like, okay, how do I state this clearly? Like just with some mix-ups that were going on. And then just the way I'm communicating, like with my husband and family members, like I've just been like, okay, this is something I'm learning to master. This is for me. This is to help me.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and I know that like
Chiron really helps highlight the biggest healing that we'll have in this lifetime for our soul's evolution. And I can feel you on that. And actually, direct before I do the weekly, because I'm going to film the weekly not long after this live, and I'm already feeling that I feel the feeling is that we got to thread relationships carefully lately and in a way that we don't suppress ourselves any longer, but in a way that we're diplomatic and kind and respectful to the other person's reality. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this week's weekly, that we all have our own individual reality and that we cannot push someone to see our reality. It's either that they have an openness to see it, or to objectively learn about your reality, and vice versa, you learning about a reality of other person. And that has to do with every single one-on-one relationship that we're in right now. So just FYI, don't miss the weekly. That is what I am going to be talking about in the weekly. And Jess will be sending that out today. So be sure that you're on our email list to receive that. So good morning, everybody. I see there's a couple people. Sonia, good morning. And Karen, good morning. I was a whole special kind of agitated, laugh out loud, had to bring in the Libra vibes, yes, to calm myself. Hello, Queen Bee. Hi, Jess from Natalie. Good morning. Yeah, Karen, you're bringing up a great point about the Libra vibes, because that is exactly what I was talking to my partner about yesterday. Is we got to bring in some diplomacy here, some diplomacy and some balance in our relationships right now, because we are being triggered so much. But the triggers are not there to have us go through hell, even though sometimes they sure feel like it. They're really meant to help us evolve, because that's what we're doing. And that's what Jess and I constantly we'll talk about. If you're interested in anything we have to share, it will always be around evolving in alignment with who you truly are, right? Deconditioning, disrupting the patterns so you can come back to alignment with yourself and your soul's intention in this lifetime, and expand and grow and all that good stuff. But anyway, we were here to talk about, we had this inkling to talk about co-creation.
Yeah.
And you're going to say, okay, well, what does that have to do with evolution? Well, it has everything to do with evolution as we look at the age of Aquarius on a bigger scale of the next 2,000 years, and who knows how long we'll be around, and how often our soul will reincarnate in these next, lifetimes. But we are on the forefront of the biggest, one of the biggest anyway, evolution in consciousness. We are raising our upper awareness, right? We are growing, we're evolving, we're shifting, we're changing. We can see it all over the world. And just the fact that Jess and I are together here today is a manifestation of co-creation. So what was kind of on our minds around that, Jess, around co-creation as a spiritual growth, or for our spiritual evolution, and kind of it has to do kind of where we're headed, right? Where are we heading?
Yeah. Yeah. And I just love how, when you think of co-creation, there's so many ways to co-create. Like, first that comes to me is co-creating with spirit.
Absolutely.
And also like your relationship with yourself, co-creating like with, it could be Mother Earth. It could be like, how do you co-create? By connecting to nature. And then of course, connecting to, depending, on your belief system, whatever you resonate with, co-creating with, maybe it's like your spirit guides, your ancestors, galactic team messages, however, we all connect differently. So whatever resonates for you, but then also co-creating with people in your life, like actual people that we're talking to. So it's just, I love how co-creation can just come through in so many ways, shapes, and forms. It's just really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. And let us know in the comments how you feel about co-creation. Is that something that's been on your mind? How do you feel you co-create with spirit? I know Natalie that's listening, she's really into working with the divine intelligence coming through, and she just channels through her mandalas, for example, any way, shape, or form, like Jess stated. But more specifically here in this discussion is really like, where we are headed as and how we're evolving. It's not that we haven't worked or co-created before in the past. It was just very much on a different level. And in the age of Aquarius, in the new paradigm, in the new shift we're in, call it what you will, whatever resonates, new earth, whatever that means for you. I just often call it, or refer to the shift or the transformation we're going through on this particular plane of evolution. But we are being called to really align with people who resonate, who we find a resonance, and where we can then put our energy and what we value, what is true to us, together to to make the world a better place, and to get ahead and find new solutions and find new ways of connecting with people that is now true to us. Because as we can see, we don't have far to go or to look. That all our crystallized structures, that's Capricorn, Pluto moving to Capricorn, all the crystallized structures are dismantling. And here we are at the forefront of all of this and saying, yeah, but it's up to us, right? It's up to us to manifest then the new groups, the subgroups, the new communities, the new people that come together who have like-minded ideas, whatever that is, values, and come together and create something that will raise awareness, raise our consciousness, and help, I think, humanity as a whole, And yeah, I'm interested to know your thoughts on that. So we have here Sonia saying, co-creating with myself. I like that. For so long, I've been ignoring myself. Yes, right. And I find like that would be number one. What do you think, Jess? Is like really understanding how your own co-creating process with the divine, with your inner truth, and with your higher self works to therefore be able to exchange with another.
Yeah, and I think in the past there's been so much focus on the individual and standing out as an individual, developing your gifts, being seen, which is still so important, but I just feel like
Totally. Yeah.
it's so important, but we're moving into this space where more and more people are realizing that like we all need each other. We all have different strengths for a reason, and when we can combine our strengths like with another person's strengths, or respect each other's differences,
Yeah.
like we're not all the same. Just because I'm really good at something doesn't mean the person next to me is, but they're probably really good at something that I can't do, you know? And I'm not just talking about like talents and day-to-day things, but like that's with our gifts too. Like, and it's okay,
Absolutely.
you know?
Yeah. Coming into our gifts, and Aquarian themes are very much the individual, right? The individuated state, but then that comes together in the whole. So this is the humanitarian aspect of the Aquarian themes, the group, let's say it's the group, but it's how you can now still stand firm in your individuality, in your gifts, like Jess is saying, in your gifts, but then be able to still merge and be part of without having to change who you are. This is not about, so it's like a new box being redefined, if you will, right? And it's no longer a box. It's this movable energy where you can still be the same. So this just reminds me of, yeah, deconditioning the fact that for how long have we been conditioned to be the same as everybody else, or follow the group, sheep mentality, that we can find that everywhere, even look at the schools, sheep mentality continue to just be, but I think a lot of places are starting to open up to that, the individual, and they can still be part of the group, right?
Yeah. I
Oops.
think just that reminder too, like that we all learn differently.
Exactly.
Like, how many times can you look back from like childhood or other types of trainings that you've been through, and it's like there were times where I felt stupid because I didn't realize that everybody learned differently.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly,
But
right.
I think things are opening up to where people are recognizing that people, and they have been for a while, but like more and more, like the more we evolve, the more we move forward, the more we're realizing and allowing people to learn differently. So
Totally. And I love the comment Sonia just wrote, less competition equals co-creation. Isn't that
yes,
beautiful?
yes,
Love it. Thank you for sharing that, because it is so representative of that. So that actually leads me into telling you quickly about how Jess and I came to co-create, because that's exactly it.
yeah,
Jess and I come from two similar backgrounds. I mean, not necessarily backgrounds of life, but there's some similarities, but we're both intuitive. We both started a business a couple years ago. We both were intuitively guiding people, and there could have been a lot that we would have maybe competed against, like in the old paradigm.
right.
But anyway, on my side, I just constantly felt this attraction to Jessica. So just that indicates that you'll know when the timing is right to co-create with someone. Your higher self chooses it for you in a way, because I knew it, but I didn't know how. Like I kind of knew, or maybe at some point I even questioned myself, is it just a need, or is it the truth? Like, is it true? Like, is it, you know, so that's why, anyway, it took me a long time, but we had reached out to each other because we were doing a course together, right? Our business course. And
Yes,
we kind of
we
met
were in
there.
the same business course and somehow ended up in the same like Facebook chat or something and just connected. Probably one of us sent a friend request and the rest is history. No.
The rest is history.
That was many years ago too. But yeah, I still remember you reaching out and just being like, I think you even said like, I feel like I'm supposed to talk to you or something like that. You know, and I'm
My
just like,
style there, yeah.
okay, all right, let's talk.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to follow those inklings too. If we feel like we're
That's
supposed
it.
to reach out to someone, like do it. Do
Yeah,
it.
and it happened to me many times, those inklings, not many, but a couple, a handful of times where I was prompted to talk to someone that I didn't know or reach out to them. But even though it didn't maybe lead into the ultimate destination, but it's not about that. It all led to something being done at the time it was. And then finally, you know, when Jess and I came together, you know, finally, I think we just said, you know, I think we're ready. I think we're ready to combine our forces. And then we just realized that yes, we had a lot of similarities, but we do have differences. And that's where I feel that we complement each other very, very well. As we trust. And basically, I think that's the basis of this message today is trust the process of co-creation. And we don't have a lot of time today for our live just because we're on time constraints for other things. But you know, when we often hear trust your process, well, there's always a process too in creating anything. And it so happens that Jess and I now we want to create a space, right? We're creating a space for individuals, path pavers, people who want to trailblaze and who are creatives and visionaries and want to transform and evolve and want to live in alignment with who they truly are. And we want to create that space to help people continuously, consistently evolve in alignment with who they are, break those patterns, yada, yada, yada. There's lots in there, but I think we had to really trust, and we're often even at that point of having to trust the process of creation. And doesn't it feel like birth? Like there's contractions, there's fake contractions. You think you're going to take off and it's not time to go to the hospital yet. And there's just no way to know when the divine timing of that exact birth will take place. And we wanted to come on and talk openly and freely about that whatever you are creating or visioning or the transformation you're on or whatever you're taking on, what a freaking process. Like, you know, I think we're fed so often the idea that evolution, that whatever, and I'm saying evolution because our team, our co-creation, Jess and I, has been an evolution. Okay. What it started as looks nothing like it. And it keeps on deepening every week.
Yeah. Yeah. And we think we have it. And a couple weeks later, we're like, oh, this goes even deeper. What? Yeah. But I love it.
Oh yes, she said. So Natalie, yes, Brandy. Okay, Sonia, that's what happened for me towards Brandy. Natalie says, yes, Brandy, you did it with me. You sent me an audio message. I was so grateful. Yeah, totally. I definitely act on inspirational action, and sometimes it leads to the most magical things, even though we can't see them right away. There's a process of growth. There's a process of birth. So it's like each and every one of us are in a process of birth right now. And Jess and I, the co-creation we're in is also a big process of birth and coming out with the baby, you know?
Yeah.
So what, you know, I'd love to talk more about this, and I think we will. And Jess and I also, I think, you know, we have intentions of, you know, showing you more of the background of what co-creating is. And because it's going to be so relevant for the years that are coming, because as again, this is not about fear. I think it's just about really being aware and preparing ourselves, because we are so much in the unknown. There's so much transformation happening around us in our physical realities, in our internal emotional realities, that we don't know what's to come. And I think more and more we will have to align. So if you're able to co-create, I think that is a big key, right? To merge your energy only with people you value and that values you and that, you know, loves you for who you are and is intrigued by you. And I still remember when Jess is like, I love your French. I love that you're French. And I'm supposed to teach you more French actually, but anyway, one thing at a time. But yeah, like it's just, it was just to touch the topic real quickly and see kind of like where you guys are at as well in your own co-creating abilities, or where you are in your process of birthing anything that you want to see kind of out there in the world. Is there anything to add, Jess, like before?
I'm trying to think, like, I think I did want to make mention of how you and I have created together, just some of the differences, like, and that I appreciate. And I've probably talked about this at some point before, but just real quick, I love how, and some of you already know this, but like I used to have a lot of my own services and membership like by myself. And I always wanted to share more of the astrology and like the more logical and like instructional teaching, but like it doesn't come naturally to me at all. And I would get so frustrated because I just couldn't put out my content or what I needed to in that way, because it wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. So, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
But Brandy does that. And it's almost like I knew I was supposed to share that with people, but I didn't realize that it looked differently. Because I was supposed to connect with you and you share in that way. And I can still help people in that way by co-collaborating with you, because that's what you're doing. And then I can focus on what I'm supposed to, because I share in a way where it's not very logical. Like I can't explain things the way you do, but it's okay. I'm not supposed to.
Exactly.
Now I just feel like I'm rambling, but you know, like we just complement each other beautifully in that way. And I'm like, yes, I can still get these like astrology messages out to people because I really want to, and I don't have to say it. You'll say it. Right? And then I can just pop in with whatever intuitive thing or energetic thing I'm picking up on, because that's how I'm supposed to share.
Exactly. Right? And I think that's the message right there, Jess.
Yeah.
This whole life.
Yeah.
So see, you have such a beautiful way of simply putting it out there for us to relate to. And I love your vulnerable share, because that's what it is. It's realizing that we all have our individual gifts. We're not supposed to be the one who does everything. And same like Jess is saying, like, and it's a lot too, like Jess taught me a lot about too, like my human design, like she told, like, you know, she would really reiterate to me, Brandy, this is how you're supposed to share. This is how you're supposed to show up. And then Jess shares and shows up in the way she's supposed to. And I respect that. And she respects me, because she's not supposed to show up like I do. So there's no pressure. And but sometimes it happens to each and every one of us. We get a little pressure, like, oh my God, am I supposed to be doing more? I don't feel like I'm doing enough. But you know, we had to work on that, Jess and I. Like there's such a process of building and creating. Now we're talking about a membership community. We're talking about a program to teach individuals about astrology and spiritual stuff and all that stuff. You know, this can apply to anything. However, you're coming into partnership.
Yeah.
With groups and association. I mean, Jess lives somewhere in the US. I live somewhere in Canada. So it's just like,
Yeah.
it just goes to show it doesn't matter. Like when you're supposed to, you come together. Anyway, I loved what you shared.
Yeah.
I think that is the
Yeah.
message we were trying to get through, is that you hold your individual gifts. And that's how we're meant to collaborate, by not changing who we are. Right? By staying true to who we are. So Natalie says, thanks, Jess, for this beautiful message. Yes, I agree. And you both complete yourselves. That's cool. That's really cool. I'm glad you guys can pick up on that and see that, because as we teach other people to align, with who they truly are on their individual soul's path and evolution, Jess and I are maybe one step ahead. We're always growing and learning and evolving, and same. We're just, here to lead somehow, or be of service to the soul in a way, right?
Yeah.
So that gets us to the end. But before you go, we would like to invite you to connect with us. And if you're looking for that deeper individual, well, it's a collective, it's a group call that we offer. Jess and I, by the way, there's not many people that know, because we're still in that process of really building what we have, but we offer, and then I'll give it up to Jess just quickly to give her take on it, but we offer a live intuitive guidance call once a month, where we hop on a call. And that is also co-creation, guys, because we're all meeting the souls that are part of the membership, and Jess and I, and we hop on there and we actually connect, and we give live guidance on whatever it is that is calling to your soul or heart at the moment.
So that's a great place if you want to be able to hop on and actually talk to us, get guidance. We can look at your birth chart. We really just want that to help to support you in your process, because even though our membership is giving a process, right? Like, and some of you already know, but in case you're new and don't know, we have 2 monthly activations that you're getting from Brandy, and then I have a monthly energy transmission to help you anchor in everything you've been processing through. But then we also have our live call so that we can actually get on and talk about it.
Yes.
So yeah, we'd love to have you if you're feeling called, and you'll know if it's the right place for you, if it's the right fit for you, if it's going to be supportive for you and your path. You'll know if you're meant to be there. So we'd love to have you if you're feeling called.
Absolutely. And we will be sharing more and more of what happens and transpires in there. We're going to be having an official launch too, that we are going to have a live event for you to come and really see of what more is in there. But we highly encourage you to continuously, courageously, and consciously navigate your path to the best, of your ability. And if you need support in that, that's where we come in, as we have the tools. And like Jess said, it's that, she always knew she wanted to, provide this tool. Well, this tool is called evolutionary astrology. And it's one of the best tools that I have found in all of my spiritual endeavors to find out more of and understand more of my purpose, more of my intention, more of why my soul has decided to incarnate here at this time. It gives you all the tools to consciously and continuous what's our word consciously, and we keep do it all the time.
Consistently.
And be consistent.
Yes, consistent.
Be consistent in your alignment with yourself. Because we could provide you with an activation at any moment, but one activation is one theme of your growth, of your whole self, of your consciousness. And with this tool, we have the complete wholeness of who we are at a soul core level, and we follow through. We go through it month after month after month. So
Yeah.
with that said, thank you so much to those of you who are here live with us today. It's just so cool to see you continuously coming back. We appreciate you so much. We are so, so grateful because we couldn't do it without you, and not just because of that. We don't want to do it without you. We want to do this with other like-minded people. And those of you on the replay, like just said at the beginning, let us know if you're there. If you have any questions or comments around how we can truly help you, please reach out, like give us a shout. We'd love to chat with you. And Sonia says, I love what you said about not having to show up like the other. Yes, no comparison again. And Natalie saying a collective card, please. She knows we like to give those cards. Love that.
Go for it.
Okay, here it comes, Natalie. I'm picking a collective deep moon message, okay, for the collective, and that is how we will leave you this morning. So we're grateful for you guys. What do we need to hear? What do we need to hear? Spirit, angels, spirit guides, universe, cosmos, whatever. Okay, here it is. Looks like a full moon message. It's a super moon message. So it's intensified today. All right, so it says, I am magnetic to what I want. I repel what I do not want. Isn't that simple, but very powerful? I am magnetic to what I want. Therefore, you attract, right? And you repel what you do not want. And I think that is exactly what we're coming up to with the eclipse season. Get ready. It's going to be a biggie. And that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be about attracting your like-minded tribe, being in what is true to you now, and repelling all that does not serve, especially your deep-rooted fears, which we will talk more about for the first solar eclipse happening on October 25th. Mark your calendar, because this is where deep-rooted fears are being transmuted and shifted. And Jess and I will kind of have maybe a survival guide ready for you at some way, shape, or form. All right, everybody. Hope the message resonated. We will talk to you later.
Right. Bye.